All right, part 2. Your ascendant, your rising sign in Capricorn. This has to do with learning to be sovereign, have self-governance, being able to recognize the laws and the government where you are, and make your own addendums to those laws. Because Capricorn, as your rising sign, you are the circle of grandmothers. You are revisioning the future with respect to tradition, with respect to the ancients and the ancestors, but revisioning a new path for the next 7 generations. Capricorn rising has been tasked with what we would have called scapegoat, what we have called, I'm seeing that, I don't remember the name of that one who pushed the stone up the hill. It's a lot of work to clear new paths that are sustainable, that, we see that what you're doing is worthy and people will want to join you. This is where that idea of the circle of grandmothers comes. So it may be a difficult thing, but you have been tasked with building an empire that is sustainable and that can grow, build a foundation for more than just yourself. I want to just cover the relationship axis again too, because to give you a bigger picture, it's not that you have to do this alone. The relationship axis is the 1st and the 7th house. The 1st house being the ascendant, what you're here to realize as your own self. The 7th house is what you're here to realize in partnership with another person. Capricorn is the disciplinary, the structure giving grandmother who is the backbone of the tribe, the backbone of the family. Your 7th house is Cancer, which has to do with nurturance, which has to do with tenderness, loving, empathy. So where Capricorn is like disciplinary and strict, let's just get this work done, let's build this thing. The other end of that is complete surrender to the water. It's complete empathy, psychic abilities, knowing how to grow food to nurture the family, building the garden. And this, because it is the other, this is your partner. It is your partner, but your partner is helping you to learn how to do those things, because there's never a part of our chart that we give to somebody else. Our partners may show us more this other side, but it's like our alter ego. So you may learn the Cancer mysteries from your closest companion or companions. But Capricorn Cancer relationship axis isn't really about polyamory. It's very much a traditional relationship, but you may have, a little tenderness for other people, that they show you more of this empathy, sensuality, nurturance. I keep seeing empathy and psychic ability, that they teach you that, but it's yours. Like, you have that. It's just that we learn it more in relationship because it's in the 7th house, but it is yours. And eventually I feel like the completion is that we are able to see that our partnership is teaching us about that other side of ourself. So in regards to your life purpose, the whole completion of Capricorn Cancer axis is what, like, I'm seeing at the time of death, that the sun is going down, and the descendant has to do with the west, or when this, I don't know where the sun goes down in Canada. I think you guys are, it's the same, but that it goes down in the west, And the ascendant is where the sun rises. So that would be the east. That at the time of death, there is this completion, and that we realize the fullness of that polarity for you of Capricorn Cancer. How to be a strong leader with disciplinary actions and giving us structure, while also being extremely nurturing, empathic, loving, so that you're constantly knowing the heart of the universe, while also knowing how to set the structure and maintain the universal law of order and structure and foundation. So with that in mind, I want to also do the same thing with your south node and your north node, because the polarity is really what gives the fullness of purpose. So we never will say go away from the south node and completely disown it and forget about it, because it's your past, it's your karma, it's your addictions and your habits. The south node, the addiction and habit and karmic patterning all fit with the south node. In Vedic astrology, they say to go away from it, that it's evil. But for a totality, a full acceptance of your full self, it means that we are able to hold both ends of that pole, the light and the dark, the old in the south and the new in the north. So for you, what that looks like is what I mentioned with that sixth house, rigid structures, being like needing to have all of that. And then in the north, being able to expand it out into the stratosphere of the whole seat of consciousness, and be able to hold that whole polarity. Yes, I see holding the whole polarity, but my instinct is to say, but go more toward the north. And I feel that because it's harder. It's harder to go more toward the north. And so if you consciously are like going more north, this is where you're probably going to find the balance and being able to hold both ends of that polarity. I wish I could sum it up like, okay, so your life purpose is such and such. But I'm going to give you the workbook that goes with this reading. You're going to do that workbook. It's short. It's not, I think it's maybe 11, 15 pages max. Go through the workbook, answer the questions, and through that, you will find your, like a phrase. I think I asked for the, to write a phrase of what the life purpose could be. To give you an example, south node in the sixth house, moon, Virgo job in the Virgo tribe. So my past set of skills and qualities is to be functional, organization, attention to detail, pattern oriented, in service to spirit through constructing health and wellness routines. Something like that. That's the past. Your new life intention, Pisces job in the Capricorn tribe. Ooh. To feel eternity in every moment and bring it down to earth. To know eternity in every moment and contract it down into a foundational plan for the next 7 generations. So there's a feeling in the 12th house, an imagination, a dream. And then to be able to funnel that. I said this in the beginning of when we were doing, and I didn't look at the Capricorn thing, but I was telling you about, for some people to ascend, they need to completely materialize, completely get down into the pelvis. So for you, the 12th house, North Node, is like the farthest out you can get into cosmic consciousness, into universal love and compassion. And then to be able to completely bring that down to earth, into a structure, into a form that supports the next 7 generations, that's sustainable. That's the combination of your north node and your rising sign. So do the workbook and come up with some phrases like that for yourself and let me know. I'm curious how this work goes for you. So thank you so much for letting me read your chart again. I have appreciated it. I hope the sounds of the birds and the chickens here also inspired you. This is where we met, actually, on this island. So thank you so much. So much respect and love for you. And I look forward to connecting with you soon.